Hey everyone, welcome to today's video. So we're picking up a week after my last video where you saw me clean my filming room, and as you can see we've had to move everything back. In part 2 we re-cleaned and moved some things back into the filming room, and now we're going to set up my entire filming setup together. So as you can see there is so much stuff in this room, we really need to get straight into the reorganization of this room. So as you can see in this room there's so much stuff in here, there's not really a place that you can walk around, so I'm really excited to finally start utilizing this room and getting it back to a place that we can start using it. And then here is the bedroom. So as you can see there's more stuff in here, it wraps around the entire bed. It actually managed to get a little bit worse as soon as we took everything out there, so I'm really excited to get into this video. So without further ado, let's get into it. Okay guys, so we are back at it. This is actually a week later. My partner is over now and we've literally just had to reorganize the whole entire room. So as you saw where we left this off, this was kind of meant to go in here. We moved the bed back around. As you can see, we didn't bother to move everything back in because after I finished last time, as you might have seen in a previous clip, we did basically have to put everything back in and then started off afresh today. So we went to Spotlight and basically picked up a backdrop which will be going here, and my partner kind of came up with the idea of putting the backdrop here because I will no longer be using these mirrors for safety, and because obviously you've seen how much stuff is in here, it's just not safe for me to basically continue filming with the windows open, especially since like we're pretty much, this room is close to the road, so it's actually just not safe. So basically we literally just like 5 seconds ago moved the Alex drawers here, so I will come around here, have the backdrop here. We literally even wiped down the walls, so the walls are looking nice and clean, wiped down all of the window sills, and then from here we can open up every one of these drawers. They all open up, all of these drawers open up completely, the wardrobes open up completely, the drawers open up, and then I will be able to enter and exit via this tiny little pathway here. We ended up moving this drawer from over here and the Kmart stuff from here and the vanity over here, so that's all in the hallway. Yeah, as I said, I pretty much had to move everything back in here, so if you can see it's all kind of a mess again. This is hopefully going to come back to normal. These drawers will be put back, so we're gonna go right ahead and start basically setting this one up so I can get back to filming, but I'm actually really happy with this. I'm excited, so let's get onto this second part. So yeah, all of the filming stuff that we're going to be putting in is here. Pav, say hi.
Hello.
Old ring light, we've got the bag for it, some more stuff, the domes, the new tripod, the mic stand, the Yeti X stand, this is the camera bag, all of this kind of thing in here, so we'll get to that later on. My new backdrop, the black backdrop in the other room, stabilizers for the mics, we've got the reflectors in here, the reflector stands in here, we've got the light holders in here, we've got some more backing clips because I didn't have these last time, my camera, and then the 2 Aputure lights, and then the rest of the stuff that has to go back into this room. So here is the backdrop that we picked up. It's the Merrick in black. As you can see, it pretty much is a really thick blackout curtain type of fabric, so I just picked it up in the black. So this is 150 centimeters by 200 centimeters, and they cut it there, so highly recommend that. I ended up purchasing another backdrop off of eBay and that was just a complete disaster, so go to Spotlight, go to Lincraft if you're here in Australia and just pick up a regular backdrop. This is so much better. It's just, as I said, a piece of fabric. Go with this option, it's so much better. Rose clips and like attach them to these.
Yeah.
Or like
Halloween, put like little bats and webs.
Yeah.
Yeah. Don't worry, my love. I'm thinking the same thing as you are. Yeah, look how amazing that's starting to look. That's great.
So far here is what we are looking like. We have got one more left. So I'm really happy. I think it looks so good. I'm so stressed out. I mean, obviously any big change in your life is going to be really stressful. So far, I'm really happy. Really, really happy. I'm stoked. I'm glad that it looks really dense too, because my worst fear is that if I got like only one or two of these, that would basically become transparent and you could see a lot of the black backdrop.
Wow.
You like it?
Love it.
So yeah, I think it looks so good. I'm so glad that I ended up spending as much as I did basically on this many vines. It looks super dense. You can't really see the black in the backdrop. I'm stoked. I think it looks really good. I'm so happy that Lily, I thought of this. I know that people have had flower walls in the past for photography, but this is based on a photo that I took for an event. I was standing in front of a real vine wall in the Adelaide Zoo, and it's my favourite photo to date, so it holds a very special memory. So I wanted to replicate that for my videos, and I've never seen it done before. I think it's really hard to do anything original now, and I'm not saying it's revolutionary, but it's something I haven't seen in videos before. So I'm so excited. There's so many good ideas for this. I feel like I can add little trinkets and stuff depending on the seasons, but I can kind of keep it looking the same. I'm so stoked. Like I could literally cry right now, and we haven't even started. So backdrop is done. I have got lights that are going to go on my backdrop. We're going to set up my proper lights. So next, moving on to lighting. So I bought 2 sets of each. So inside of here we've got the Aputure 120D Mark II. So this is our light. Inside of here we've got the Aputure Light Dome 2. So these are the mini, so they're the smaller versions. And then these here are our light stands. So I got 2 of those. These are the Manfrotto 1052 BAC. So these are light stands. We do have some sandbags coming, but unfortunately they won't be here for another week, so we're going to have to be very careful when we use these. I always recommend using sandbags because they just hold everything down. They keep everything secure. Lights can be very, very heavy, so just be careful with them, but unfortunately we're going to have to go without them for another week or so. So yeah, let's get started. Okay, so we've gone right ahead and just unpackaged these. So as you can see, they come in really, really great travel-friendly bags. So this one here is the Light Dome Mini 2. So you can see they're quite a bit smaller. And then this big baby over here is the 120D Mark IIs. And then the light stands just come alone like this. So they do come in a bunch of different options. I picked up the 1052 BACs because they hold the right amount of weight. They're super sturdy. Manfrotto is a great brand. So on the inside of the 120Ds, as you can see at the front here, it's got a really big zipper, and then it comes with a travel strap, so you can attach that to the bag, which is great for traveling. And then in the top here, ooh, that looks awesome. Okay, so you can see there's a remote in the top, there's the manual, there's a bunch of different little parts, there's the Fresnel, there's the light, everything in the top, hopefully you can kind of see, is packed in there super, super, super well, so everything feels like it'll travel perfectly. I even like the addition of these little straps that kind of can hold this up if you'd like it to. I think it's really, really well thought out. These Velcro in the little compartments, and then you can see there's our light tucked in really securely in the back of there. So you can see all these little compartments Velcro in and out, so they're really, really nice and secure in there. I love that they pay so much attention to the inside. It feels really sturdy, it feels really well made. And then on the inside of the Light Dome Mini 2s, everything is nice and tucked in there. So as I said, we're going to set these ones up, see how they go. Hopefully it should be pretty easy to set up. Let's go right ahead and start setting these up. Can you hear that? That's a good light stand. Satisfying.
Oh.
This is called the grid.
Here goes.
50%, 100%, 0%. Cool!
How good is that?
Okay, so we have just finished setting up our first light dome. It's awesome. So what I figured we'd do is, now that I kind of get the gist of how to set it up, we'd set the second one up together. So that way, in case you're wanting to know a little bit more about how to set it up, we'll go through it together. Okay, so starting off with your light stand, I've already just pre-adjusted this to make sure that they're both at the same height at the bottom. And then inside of your case, what you're going to do is right inside of this top left compartment, you're going to remove the Velcro, and then that is where you'll find your light. And what you're also going to grab is this little piece right here in the top, the little red piece. And what you're going to do is pull out your light gently, release the little latch, move it aside, and then on this side right here you'll find a little tiny hole, and then you're just going to take the little red button and screw it into the hole. This is what you're going to attach the wires to. You can wrap it around there to keep them out of the way. And what you're going to do is come down to your light stand and open the latch a little bit. You're going to pop it onto the top of the light stand till it clicks in. Tighten it again so it's nice and secure. What you're going to do next is you're going to grab this bottom left compartment, which contains your remote. So this is what it looks like. So this is basically like the control panel to your light. So it pretty much is going to turn it on, organize your brightness. You can attach the remote to this, which I'll show you how to do in a little bit. What you're going to do next is pick up this. Do you mind helping me? Unclip, pop this down safely, then feed the whole strap around like this. Then you're going to feed the buckle through the center of the strap, kind of like this. Pull down on it gently, and then you're going to take the battery once again and just clip it right back on. So that's how it's going to attach to the stand. This can sit down here for the minute. It's on there really, really well. Then you can just pop it back down. So what you're going to do next is head into this bottom compartment here and this bottom compartment here. Just remove both of the wires. Thank you. So the red wire here attaches from your light to the remote. This one attaches to your power. So you're going to open it up. You're going to attach the 5 little prongs into this area and you'll hear a click. Once again, you're going to attach the same 5 into this area. So the red goes with the red, same as on the top. And then in the bottom of the remote, this little middle part right here is what is going to connect your remote to the power. So this cord is super, super, super long. So I recommend even keeping this, and then you can retie this along the excess of this and it just keeps it a little bit cleaner. So what you're going to do is, where the yellow is, there's a little silver part right here that says DMX out. The arrow should be facing up. You're just going to attach it to there. So once again you hear a click. You're going to pop this one into the power. Thank you. Don't turn it on just yet. And then next we're going to move on to this product right here. So inside of the bag there is a reflector, which is this one right here. You can attach that if you'd like to, because I'm using the domes and I don't want a focus light, then you can probably keep this one off. However, if you plan on using this one as more of a spotlight, you can attach the reflector and it will direct your light in a more smaller area. But because I want soft, even, smooth light, I'm going to keep the reflector off and I'm going to go for my light dome. So I'm just going to move the light to the side just so I can start setting up the Light Dome Mini 2. So once again, here's what the inside of the package looks like. So it comes with a few different parts. This first one here, which is your gel holder, a bag that comes with your reflector, the grid, and the inner reflector as well. And then here is the light dome itself. This one is super, super, super simple because all you literally do is open it up, and if you can see on the inside there are these prongs. So literally all you do is you press down on the prongs until you hear a click. So you literally will just press on them until they kind of lock themselves into place. The quickest way to do this is even to just lay it on the floor flat and then use both your hands and then just press on them all really, really gently. And then the inside should just hold itself up looking like this. And then all you'll do is the back Velcro, you'll just attach that really nicely, pulling it taut. So that's what the outside looks like, once again nice and clean. And then the inside, what you do next is you take the gel holder and you're going to attach this onto the inside. So as you can see, there's the two metal springs, so you're going to press on them both, which releases the little attachment. Put it inside, wiggle it around, and it's attached. So next what you're going to do is you're going to take the third and last piece, which is this little black bag. On the inside there are 3 different sheets of diffusion. You're going to take this little triangular one, open it up, and it's going to look like this. So one side is a gold reflection, one side is a silver reflection. So the side that you want to basically replicate the look of that light. So if you had this one on the inside, it's going to make the light seem very warm. If you want a regular or cooler light or more neutral light, you're going to go for the silver. So what I'm going to do is on the inside of the dome, there are these little pieces of Velcro that kind of stick out. There's only 4 of them. So 1, 2, 3, and 4. I like a slightly more neutral or cooler light. So I'm going to take the silver and I'm going to attach the silver side to the inside. The Velcro is double-sided, so that is what it looks like. Next we're going to take your next sheet of diffusion, which is the white, and you'll notice that the Velcro, when you open it, kind of sticks out a little bit. So what we've learned is you want the Velcro to sit on the inner rim of this black strip. So because you're going to add the grid over the top, you want to leave some room for there. So you're going to take the Velcro and stick it on the inner side. It's very strong Velcro. We learnt that really quickly. So you can see here I'm leaving some allowance for the black grid. So that's how that one goes on. Next we're going to take the last bag, which contains the grid. So when you open it up, some people call this the beehive. I'm pretty sure Aputure calls this the grid. But basically it is this little cross hatching that basically prevents the lines of shadow that you can get from LED lights. So this is important if you want that really smooth, even attraction of light. Because the light will bounce off the little inner corners of this, it kind of diffuses the light a little bit better. So from what I've kind of learned, if you have this in your kit, it's really important to attach it. So all I'm going to do is take this side with the Velcro and stick it towards the outer corners so that this little bit right here that doesn't have the Velcro goes on the inside. So once again, the side without the Velcro is going to go on the inner. And then that is what it looks like. So as you can see, it's so simple to install. Literally takes like less than 5-10 minutes at max. So what we're going to do is go right ahead, attach this to our light stand. So what you're going to do next is on your light, there is a little silver latch, which I don't think you can see from there. What you're going to do is you're going to pull the latch and then remove the clear protective case. So this is only good to use if your light is cold. If your light is still warm, don't put this back on because unfortunately this can kind of catch fire if it gets a little bit too warm. I have heard multiple people say that that is a possibility. All you want to do is just make sure that your lights are cool before you put the plastic casing back on. Where you've just removed that plastic protector, you're going to pull the light dome over the top of it, and then you're just going to twist the light dome to the right. And as you can hear, it locks itself.
Do you hear that?
There's also a little picture here that says unlock and lock, so that's how you'll know which direction to go, but right is the way. And you'll notice if you jiggle a little bit, also I'm going to quickly tighten this again, but if you jiggle a little bit, it doesn't come off. So when you've plugged it on and turned on the power point, it's very simple. All you're going to do is press on the power button. It starts at 10%. If I turn it a little bit this way and get my partner to close his eyes, you can see that it is working perfectly. I'll turn it this way. We're going to increase it to 50%. This is 50%, and now we've increased it all the way to 100%. So because you can see the background is completely dark, it is very bright. Okay, so what we're going to do next is we're going to start organizing a remote. So each kit comes with a remote, but you're probably only going to need one of them. Here's what the remote looks like. You're just going to remove the battery, this tiny little clear plastic thing. You're going to turn them both on. So once you've turned it on, all you're going to see is a percentage sign, a battery sign, a channel, a group, and then a fan. So it's super easy. All you do is on the remote, you'll be able to see A, B, C, and D, plus buttons and then minus buttons. So all you're going to do is the third button across, change it to group B. So now I've got A and B, and then if I turn this, as I go to B and B on the remote and go up, you're going to see that this is going to brighten. If I hit the button B, it turns itself off. And then same with A. So if I move A across, you'll see she's on. So if I go to the plus on A, once again, it goes up and down. And then once again, if I click A, it's turned itself off. Literally, it's super simple. If you wanted to, you could keep them both on A, keep them both on B, whatever letter you like, and then it will attach them both to the same channel. But for me, because maybe you want 100% and 50% or 30% and 20, you can kind of go from there. So that is the Aputure lights. So let's move on to our camera. Okay, so next moving on to what I call the most exciting part, and it is my brand new camera. I'm so stoked about finally upgrading. We are currently filming on a Canon EOS 650D. I bought this camera in 2012. I saved up for a very long time. This is the exact same camera we're currently filming on, and I have been filming on pretty much ever since I first ever got into videography. So we are upgrading to this little baby. I wanted to stick to the Canon family because I've had such great success with that. I love the color grading. I love the quality. I love the simple database on it. I find that it's really easy to use. So we're going to be upgrading to this little baby. This is the Canon EOS R. So let's go right ahead and unbox. So when you open her up, this is what she looks like. So on the inside, she comes with a battery charger, a AC adapter, your warranty and instruction manual, your battery itself, another cord which I'll find a use for very soon, and then underneath you have your camera strap and the camera. This is our new baby. This is the Canon EOS R. She is beautiful. She is sleek. I will give you a really good close-up. She is weirdly enough lighter currently than my camera, but in saying that, I don't have a lens on it right just yet. But speaking of, we're going to go right back and talk about this in a second. So what I might start doing before we start getting on about the lens and the camera, all about that, we might go right ahead and start charging up the battery. So I'm going to open up the charger. So it does look a little bit different to the previous one that I have. This is what she looks like. You have the AC adapter, which looks like this. So I'm going to go right ahead, plug her in, and then the battery pack. So I'll talk a little bit more about the battery options that I have chosen because I actually am only going to be using this one as a backup. We'll get to it in a second, but nevertheless, I do want to start charging this one up in case something does go wrong with my alternative battery method. So here's what the battery looks like. It does have a protective case, so this is just good for traveling to make sure that you don't ruin it. So all you're just going to do is once again, click your battery in there, and then you can plug this one in. So before we go right ahead and start talking about the camera lens option that I picked for the Canon EOS R, which are just sitting right down here, I thought I'd quickly talk about a couple of other things that I picked up which I think are really important to have. So the first one here is the X-RITE Passport Color Video Checker. So this is basically a product that I will use behind the scenes. You guys won't really be able to see it, but basically this just ensures that I get great skin tones, which means that the color grading is going to be accurate. So as you can see, we've got a nude green, I've got a skin tone which is an olivey yellow color. Basically, some of the problems that I have had in the past is where my skin tone isn't accurate, which basically means that the colors that I'm applying onto my skin in terms of makeup just basically don't look the way that they should. So this is a very important piece of equipment that I will futurely be having. I found that, as I said, I've watched so many reviews on this particular product, so I went with this one. It isn't very affordable. It is about a $240 Australian item. Basically, I just think it's worth it, and I know I'm going to get so much use out of it. And then the second item that I have here is the SD card that I'm going to be using. So it's one of many, but I find that it's really good to have multiple SD cards. This one here is by SANDISK. This is the Extreme Pro SDHC USI card. It's a 32 gigabyte, which isn't too big, but it's good to have. And this one is 95 megabits per second, so it's a really good SD card. Then moving on to my camera bag. Really embarrassing concern that I do have is I've never owned a camera bag. I literally have always put my camera in bags that it does not belong or worn it. Yeah, basically I've never had one. So I thought it was the perfect time because I've got a brand new camera. It's beautiful, it's perfect, it's brand new. So this is my brand new camera bag. So this is the LOWEPRO Nova 180 AW Mark II bag. So I ended up picking the black one. It does come in a camo, but I love the black because it's super sleek, super clean. So as you can see on the front here, it does come with a buckle. It also has an extra slip right in here, so if you wanted to keep some SD cards, memory cards, whatever you'd like to, but I'll show you where I actually plan on keeping mine. This one is completely waterproof. It's water sealed, so if it hails, if it rains, if it snows, no matter what happens, whatever is in here is going to be protected. It also has an extra area right here where you can keep, once again, anything you need to. There's a compartment right in the front. So you can see you can keep your keys in here. Extra compartments for your phone, your wallet. This is easy access. I love this bag. I basically did tons of research and I decided to go with this one for multiple reasons. Once again, extra mesh in the side, and then when you open it up, you can even see there's a little bit of extra material. So once again, if it snows, if it rains, there is an extra level of protectant there. And then on the inside, they've packed more of my goodies in here. So I'll talk about what's in here in a second, but as you can see, there's compartments everywhere. Right in the top, you can keep literally anything and everything. There's even these Velcro compartments. You can move these in or out to divide the bag as you'd like to. There's an extra section in here. There's literally so many different sections that you can keep, once again, SD cards, chargers, extra lenses. I think this one holds up to like 4 lenses. I only have one at this current point, but yeah, as I said, this is amazing. I love the bag. It comes with a strap as well. It's all ready to go. And then inside of here, we'll talk about this. This is my brand new battery option. So I'll get into what that is, but you can see right in here, there are compartments. Once again, you can subdivide this any which way that you'd like to. There's literally like endless possibilities of how you can store this, but I love the look of this. I think it's super sleek. I think you can pretty much wear it anywhere. Once again, extra zippers in the back. There's endless space, so I'm stoked on that one. I'm really excited to have it. So once again, that's the 180. It comes in larger ones and smaller ones. I think they're called the 170, 140, 160. So that's my camera bag. So speaking of battery options, this is what I did so much research on. There's so many different versions of this on Amazon and whatnot, but as I said, I'm investing in a very expensive camera and I basically didn't want my battery to ruin the internals of my camera. I spoke to a professional the whole entire time and they basically recommended this. So this is the Tether Tools Relay. Sorry about that. The complete irony, my camera battery just died and that's never gonna happen again thanks to these. So as I was saying, this first product right here is actually a dummy battery. It connects into your camera and the easiest way of thinking about it is this basically allows your camera itself to be charged via the wall, the AC outlet. And the great thing about this little product from Tether Tools is basically this little compartment right here actually stores battery life within it. So for example, say you've got it plugged via a wall outlet and your power dies, or you've got it connected to a portable hard drive, which you can also do via a USB, you still have extra battery on the actual Tether Tools device itself, if that makes any sense. So as I said, this was not cheap, none of this was cheap, but I did a lot of research and I'm really happy to show you guys how to set this one up too. So that is my battery option. As I said, I have the current battery that came with my camera charging just in case something goes wrong with this, but as I said, this should work out pretty well and I'm stoked about it. So next we're going to talk about our lens. So here's the camera right here. As you can see, this is just the body. It doesn't have a lens attached to it. So after literally months of research, you really had to kind of figure out what you wanted the lens to do for you. Did you want photos? Did you want videos? Do you care about stabilization? Do you care about wide depth of field? Do you want a narrow depth of field? You had to really kind of figure out, 1, how much you're willing to pay, 2, what you want it for, and 3, if you want it to also be used for multiple cameras. Did you want it for one? Did you want it for travel? Basically, after about 2 months of research, I narrowed it down to this little baby. This is my brand new lens. So this is my very first Sigma lens. I've never used Sigma before, but I literally once again did so much research and have had everyone rave about this lens in particular. This is the Sigma 18-35mm f1.8 DC. So this is a art camera. It is part of their art range. I will show you this one in a second, but because I basically needed it to fit onto the RF mount instead of the EF mount, once again technical talk, but basically I had to pick up an adapter. So this is the Canon mount adapter for EF to EOS R. In short, this lens won't actually adhere to the mount that is attached to the brand new EOS R. They use the RF instead of the EF. So my current camera would actually attach to this one, but unfortunately I had to buy a adapter. So it does add a little bit of bulk, but at the end of the day, I'm saving myself a lot of money by trying this lens versus one that's probably going to cost me an extra grand, an extra $500, an extra $300. So this is my brand new lens combo. So we're going to go right ahead very shortly and start to attach that to our brand new camera, but I've got the last thing to talk about before we go right ahead and set that all up, and that is my brand new tripod. So I ended up, as I mentioned, sticking with the brand Manfrotto. I did so much research about basically everything. But as I said, I trust Manfrotto. Their products are fantastic, great price point, well known in the industry, and really reliable and really versatile. So this one here was a bit expensive, but I just found that once again, the tripod that we're currently using right now, I actually bought it for friends, so I've never owned my own tripod, which is really exciting. So this is the Manfrotto Be Free Advanced Travel Tripod Kit. So it looks like this. I'm really excited to use it. And the last thing that I had to pick up to go with that is actually the horseshoe. So this is the 200 PL Accessory Quick Release Plate. This is what attaches the camera to the tripod. Depending on what camera you have, you do have to pick up this one separately. Make sure that this will fit your right camera. So let's go right ahead and start setting this up. Okay, so the first thing that we have to do is set up the tripod. So as I said, this is the Manfrotto Be Free Advanced Tripod. She comes with her own travel case, which looks like this. So she comes with a bowl head, some screws, an instruction manual. This one comes with a quick release plate, but I'll have to have a look at that one and see if maybe this one works a little bit better. And then on the inside, what I love about this tripod is look how small she compacts to. This is such a powerful little mini baby. She literally is smaller than the light stands that we originally had. She's so petite, so compact, perfect for traveling, or more like if you are a freelance artist, you can pretty much work with this just attached to your camera bag. It is literally so beautiful. So I'm gonna go right ahead and open up the legs. I also decided that I wanted one with these little click stoppers because I found that the ones that you have to screw are a little bit harder. So I'm just going to release a couple of these. I will readjust this soon. Okay, so I've zoomed you guys up and out so you can see the top of the tripod here. So all I did is I released the bottom two legs here, and then I just locked them into place using the latches. And then I'm going to start attaching the bowl head, which comes with the tripod. So this is what the bowl head looks like. As you can see, it's got a really good swivel on her. And then there's a little tiny divot right here, which if you pop the bowl head into that position, you can actually take photos this way, and you can take body shots going this way. So instead of it being at a weird angle like this or like this, is actually a set position that the camera can go on going this way, which I think is really cool. So I'm just going to attach her to the tripod, and then I'm just going to tighten the bowl head. So what I also noticed earlier is it does actually come with a quick release plate. So I'm actually not entirely sure why I didn't think it did. However, because I have bought the second one, I'm actually going to use this one. So this is the Manfrotto 200 PL Accessory Quick Release Plate. I don't actually know why I got a second one if it came with it, but for some reason I thought I remembered reading that I had to buy a particular one for my camera. But nevertheless, I have her now, so I'm going to go right ahead and use that one. I'm guessing maybe potentially the screw size might be slightly different from my camera, but I'm not too sure. So I'm going to go right ahead and open up this one. So this is what the release plate looks like. So on the top here, what you do is you flick the lever and then you push down on this piece right here, and it locks itself into place. So what I recommend doing first is attaching this to the camera. So on the bottom of the quick release plate, it does actually have arrows to show you where the lens should sit. So I'm going to hold this against the camera in the direction that the lens would sit, and I'm just going to screw her into place. Where it says the lens will sit will attach to the front. So what you're going to do is you're going to take the grey, flip it, and then press down on the little lip. So once you release both of those, the camera is solidly on there as well. So that's what she looks like so far. She's beautiful. I'm excited to have her. And then, as I said, if you wanted to, you can actually pop the camera on this way and it sits perfectly at that correct angle. So I definitely recommend investing in a really good tripod. As I said, this is such a good feature to have on a tripod. It's completely a full like 180 plus that direction. And if I lock her into place and remove this and I loosen this, I can also flip her completely underneath, screw this back on, pop this one back on, and you can move the bowl head, lock it into place, and now you have a perfect flat lay photo. So it's so good, it's so versatile. So I'm just gonna reset this and then we'll get to adding on the lens. Okay, so moving on to the camera, one of the very first things I personally like to attach is actually the strap. I know some people don't even bother about the strap. I actually do. I find that for me, it just gives me a little tiny sense of safety just to know that I've got it on. But as I said, I know a lot of people just don't. I've always used them, and I think if it comes with it, you might as well use it. So it is just your very typical well-made Canon strap. Now that they're all secure and well placed on there, I'm going to go right ahead and start attaching the rest of the the lens and the adapter to the camera. So here is the lens adapter that I had to buy for my lens. So this is once again the Canon mount adapter EF to EOS R. So here is what the lens adapter pouch looks like. It's super sleek, super cute. It's got mesh here, faux leather here, and then here is what the adapter itself looks like. So I'm going to go right ahead, remove the lens cap. Remove the lens cap off of this one. Here's what the back looks like. Here's what the front looks like. It's gonna pop the red and the red together. Wait till she clicks. So there we go. So you can see once again, this is about as much length as it adds. It would be ideal if this lens did already come with the RF, but unfortunately I did have to purchase the adapter, which I've mentioned a couple of times. And then moving on to our lens. So once again, the Sigma 18-35 f1.8 DC art lens, which looks like this. You open it up. Inside is the warranty and the instruction manual. The lens comes with its own pouch. So here is what the pouch looks like, really nice and sleek. On the inside it comes with a lens hood and then the lens itself. So here is what the lens hood looks like, and then here is what the brand new lens looks like. So really, really nice and sleek, super black. It weighs a ton. This is what the back looks like. You can see the Sigma logo on the lens cap. Here is what our brand new lens looks like. It is such a beast. I'm so excited. Let's go right ahead and attach this one. So I'm just going to remove the lens hood, align the red and the red, pop her on there, and listen for the click. As you can see from the side, here's what she looks like. So you can see you've got your zoom. As I said, this is an 18-35. However, I know that the Canon EOS R does have a crop. So unfortunately, I think it ends up being about a 25-55 from what I've kind of read, which isn't a big deal because I'm working really close up. But if you are planning on doing any type of landscaping, wide group photos, it might not be an option for you, but I feel like it's perfect for everything that I need it to do for me. And then once again, you can see, oh, it's so beautiful. I love it. Even though initially this didn't look like a lot, when you are kind of dealing with a really large, long and charged lens, it does add quite a lot of body onto it. So as I said, things to keep into consideration. I went with this option. I knew all of this extra feature would basically happen, but I'm stoked and I can't wait to switch you guys over. Eek. Okay, so the next thing to do is to start installing our battery. So this is the Tether Tools case relay power system and the coupler, which is, as I said, the fake battery. So I'm going to go right ahead, start opening this one up. So it does also come with a bunch of different adapters for your coupler, which is once again the fake battery. I've already had mine chosen, selected for me, so I knew that this would just go right ahead and fit perfectly, but they do have different options for different cameras, different batteries, that type of thing. So I went right ahead and I just grabbed one of these that I had lying around the house. This is just from Apple, but you can use any of these. It is just a AC to USB adapter. It's just a plug. So you take the bottom of the power adapter, plug the USB into that port, and then you basically plug that into the wall. The other end, which is just a dummy battery, which is called a coupler, you actually pop this one into the battery pack, which is down the bottom on this camera. You pop her in, and then there's actually a little latch just down the bottom here. You guys won't be able to see it from there, but it's literally just a little latch that you just push right through the camera, and it allows you to feed the cord right through there, so you can actually close the flap. Just like that. So instead of having the flap open, you can actually just have that be closed and allows your camera to run. So we're going to go right ahead and just plug her in. And then the last piece of camera equipment that we have right now is our SD card. So once again, this one's from SANDISK. It's a 32GB SD card. And then here is what she comes packaged like. So you just pop her at the front, and then she comes with her own little case. So I'm just going to go right ahead and insert her into the SD card slot. So right here in the center, pop her in. This one also feels a lot more secure than the one that I have right now. So there you go. She is pretty much already set to go. So here is what the current camera that we're filming on right now, the Canon 650D, looks like with the 18-35mm lens. I think this is an f4 as well. So this is what we're looking like with our current setup. I'm going to switch over and you can see the difference of the quality, which I'm stoked about. So here we go. Say goodbye to the current camera and let's move on. And then now we are on our brand new camera. So you can definitely see immediately. I literally am on auto this whole entire time just so that you can kind of see how they kind of go from auto for both cameras. So literally this looks so much cleaner, so much sharper. The background is more blurry. Everything looks so good. I'm stoked. So anyways, let's continue on to the next part featuring our brand new camera. Okay guys, so we are next onto the audio side of it. So now we're talking about microphones, mic stands. There will be a whole other portion regarding my voiceover mic, which is actually the Blue Yeti X, and all the accessories that go with it, the mount, the shock mount, the stabilizer, the whole shebang, if you want to see that. But I'm thinking that might be part of a different video in regards to how I create videos. So that's where you'll see the passport checker, the video color grader in action. You'll see a little bit more of what actually would happen when I properly move everything in the exact direction it might be, but this is all about the setup rather than actually how to film a video and that type of thing. So if you want to see a little bit more on my voiceover mic and that type of thing and how this whole entire thing looks when it's completed, then let me know and I'll break it down for you even further. But as I said, this video is solely based on me setting things up, not necessarily me using them. So anyways, moving on to my audio. So the current mic that I'm actually using and the one that I'm actually going to be keeping, I've had this one for probably 2 years?
Yeah, I was gonna say, sort of on the cusp of 2 years.
Yeah, about 2 years, and I still love her. However, through all of this research that I've done, I've basically learned that I've been using her very wrong. So I've always just attached this to my camera and then gone that way, and I've had pretty great success with it. However, this whole entire time, I do apologize. You've been listening to the inbuilt mics on our cameras, which I've learned very quickly is absolutely shocking. But now we're gonna set up our mic and you'll see how much more of an improvement this will make. So the mic, as I said, that I've been using is the Rode VideoMic Pro Plus. It is a shotgun mic, so this is basically a mic that you're going to boom at a direction heading towards you that plugs into the camera. You can also use a lapel mic, or once again you can use a mic for a voiceover. So this is one of the mics that I've been using. It is my very first mic. I still love it. I think it's a fantastic mic and I do recommend it. It's super affordable, works phenomenally, and you're going to see how much better it can possibly work than the inbuilt mic on your camera. So this is the first thing. So an accessory that I do have that I haven't been able to utilize just yet is a dead cat. As the name suggests, it does look like a bit of a fur ball, but it's basically something that you attach to your Rode mic. This one is made specially for this, that actually helps you block out a lot of wind and turbulence with your sound as well. So basically the fur kind of acts as a bit of a guard from wind. So if you're planning on shooting outside, videoing outside, weddings, landscapes, that type of thing, you'll pop this one on over the top of your mic. You can still continue to use your mic on your camera in this case. Pop this baby on and you'll notice a massive difference. But seeing as I film in 4 walls, I haven't gotten a lot of use out of it, but I do love to have it just in case. The next thing that I have here is a Rode 3.5mm stereo cable extension cable. So this is the VC1 by the brand Rode. I decided to stick with the brands that I knew. This is basically an extension cable that is going to work from the microphone itself into the camera, allowing me to boom my shotgun mic from over my head and attach to the camera while it is kind of at a further distance from me. As I said, the reason that I've always just used this one on the camera is because the little wire that actually comes attached to this is very, very short, which means it's designed to go on top of the camera. So now that I have this, we're going to be utilizing this. So this right here is my microphone stand. So I was looking into C stands, I was looking into boom arms, I was looking into off the table arms, everything. I ended up going with a good old fashioned mic stand. So this one here is by the brand Gravity. This one in particular I loved because I just love the look of it. It's nice and clean and simple. But this one actually already comes with a sandbag. So I'm hoping it's filled because it's super heavy. So we're gonna set this one up. This is going to be a pretty short portion of this setup video, so I'm gonna go right ahead. This is the Gravity MS4322 HDB microphone stand. So because my Rode mic is very light, I was more than happy to go with a mic stand versus a C stand versus a boom arm. Let's go right ahead and start to set this one up. Well, actually, looking at this thing in real life, I actually realized it doesn't utilize a sandbag to weigh it down. This middle piece literally weighs the 4.3 kilos. I see. This is interesting. It's literally so heavy. You have to feel this.
Poor.
Yeah, I'm not kidding.
Jeez.
It's super heavy.
Yeah, that's got some guts to it, definitely.
Okay, so all I've done is just laid out the legs and tighten them. So I'm just going to pop her down for a second because she is really, really heavy. What I'm going to do next is I'm going to grab the boom arm. And then all I'm going to do is basically start attaching boom arm. It also comes with this little attachment right here, which if you can kind of see it, all it does is basically keep your cords in the right place. So I'm just going to pop that on the side. I'm going to extend it pretty much the full way, tighten it up. I'll figure out what angle we want this to be at in a second. So I'm just going to start by just leaving it here temporarily, and I'm going to attach my mic to the end. So as I said, I currently am using the Rode VideoMic Pro Plus. I've used it for about 2 years at this point. Still really love it. So we're going to go right ahead, start to attach her. So here's what the mic looks like. As I said, it's a shotgun mic. It comes with its own inbuilt shock mount and stabilizer. So it's a great, great microphone. I bought this one, as I said, 2 years ago. So I think it might still be the current model, or there might be an upgraded one of this, but I love it and I recommend it still to this day. So I'm going to go right ahead and just remove the silver nut off the end, and I'm going to go right ahead and attach the mic. So another reason that I wanted to go for a mic stand is if you go for a C stand or even a boom arm or anything like that, you're going to have to buy an extra attachment. This is a 3.5mm, I do believe, from my research. So basically, as you saw, the mic just goes straight onto it. There's no problems there. So next, moving on to the cords, the Rode VideoMic Pro Plus does come with its own cord. I'll attach that straight into the back like I normally do. And as you can see, this is literally the length of it. So if I hold it up against my arm, it literally only goes this far. So if you're planning on using this, you do need to buy an extension cord. So this is the Rode 3.5mm stereo audio extension cable. VC1 is the model number. So just comes like this. It basically is just a extension cable. I chose the Rode brand because it's a Rode mic and I just knew I wouldn't have any problems with it. So as you can see, this one is much longer, and it does also have extra swivel, I guess you can say. So I'm just going to take this one out. I'm going to put the male into the female jack and then basically feed her all the way down. Go back and grab that attachment that I showed you earlier and just basically hook her on there so she's kept right there. And I'm going to come over to my camera and just insert her into the microphone jack, and hopefully you guys can hear an improvement. Okay, so there we go. Hopefully I sound so much better. It is literally so important to invest in a mic. As I said, there are some really great, even more affordable mics. I just trust Rode as a brand. The great thing about this mic in particular is, unlike most mics, you've probably heard every YouTuber say 1,000,000,001 times, oh my goodness, I messed up my audio, I didn't turn my mic on, the audio just corrupted, whatever the case is. I've literally never ever in my history with this mic had a problem. It never once turned out bad, it never once turned itself off, it never once didn't turn on in the first place, and I love this mic so much. So hopefully the audio quality sounds so much better. I'm going to pop her in a place that I probably would end up kind of filming around and see if you can hear a difference once again. But yeah, I love this mic. There's some even more affordable versions of it. I just trust Rode as a brand and I love it. So as you can hear, hopefully there should be a massive improvement in the audio. Okay, so we are finally down to the last big piece of information, and that is my reflectors. So I do also have a couple of lights that are going to reflect on the back of me, but I won't be placing them up just yet because I want to see basically where I'll need them. So in short, what they are these little tiny mini ring lights. So this is my affordable hack on how to get my background to light up. I'll quickly show you what they look like. They literally look like this. I own one already and I use it for my photos that I take in my bedroom. So you can see you can actually attach your phone here. I'm actually going to attach this to the backdrop, bring it around this way, and then basically from behind me, from kind of a far distance, have light coming back this way. But once again, this is another thing that I'm going to be trialing. I already have use for this if it doesn't end up working in that case, or I will end up buying a proper backlight to have boomed above me. But once again, because of a smaller room, I'll let you guys know on what happens with that. But temporarily, this is my solution in case you're wondering about a backlight. But these are amazing. I highly recommend having them either way. I've definitely gotten my fair use out of these. You can change them from warm to cool to neutral. You can change the intensity. They literally don't take up much space at all. As you can see, you can literally like fold them. I bring them traveling with me because I think they are amazing. They're LED lights. They literally compact to about this size. They weigh maybe like 3 kilos each, like maybe even less than that. So I will probably use 2 coming this way to light up my backdrop, but we'll see how we go with it, whether I need it or not. but thought I'd let you know as well. And then moving on to the reflector stands. So I ended up picking these ones up from Amazon. This is from the brand Newer. So I'm gonna open these ones up because it's gonna make a little bit of noise, and I'll set them up for you so you can see how they work. So update guys. So the end of this video is going to be a little bit weird now because I thought these were the stands for my clamps, but unfortunately the $20 that I paid per clamp is literally just for the clamp. So now I have to go and buy some stands to attach the clamp to. So I'll still let you know that these are both from the brand Newer. And then what actually came in the exact same package, however did not purchase them at the same time, is actually my sandbags. So I actually do have my sandbags. So I did pick up a 12 pack of sandbags. So I will end up filling them up with sand or pebbles or small rocks or marbles or anything like that that you can kind of fill them up in. I'm thinking I might just go grab some white sand from Bunnings, which is like a home supply store here. I'll have to also purchase some stands for the clamps, and I'll quickly show you, these are the reflectors that I bought. So these ones here are a 5-in-1. They open up like this. They are huge, and basically they have double-sided reflectors in there. So you can see there's a clear one, there's gold in one side, there's white, and then there's silver. So it is a 5-in-1, and then on the other side is the black. So you can see the other side has black. So this is pretty much near the end of the video because I can't think if there's anything else. Oh, and these, I picked these up from Amazon. These are your headphones.
Thank you, my lady.
You're welcome. So yeah guys, I guess that is pretty much everything I have to show you. I'm kind of bummed that they actually weren't the stands because I was hoping to show you guys the setup of the reflector stands today, but unfortunately, as I said, you lose the stands but you do gain the sandbags. So the whole time I was expecting them for about a week. So yeah, I'm glad that they already arrived, but I just think it's so interesting that these had obviously been ordered at very different times, but oh well. Good job, Amazon. The last thing, as I said, is let me know if you want to see what is inside of here. This is basically where I keep everything to do with my voiceover mic. So I have another microphone stand that comes off the table. I've got a carry case. I've got all these different cords that you're going to need to plug it into your phone or plug it into your computer or plug it into your camera. I've also got basically like a pop filter. I've got everything and anything that you're going to need for a voiceover in this little bag. And then on the other side of me, I've got some spare backdrops. So these are basically probably not going to get used because the one time I tried to set these up, they left glitter sequins all over the floor. So that's pretty much everything else that I have. As I said, I do have to order a couple more things, but guys, that is pretty much it for today's video. I'm so excited to finally have a video up for you guys to watch, and keep an eye out because when you finally see all of this set up, let me know if you want to see a proper film studio tour, and then you can revert back to this video to see how it was set up in the first place. But thank you so much guys, we love you, thank you for watching. Until next time, let me know if you enjoyed this video. Feel free to leave me a like, comment, and leave any requests that you have down below in the comment bar. Subscribe to my channel and hit that notification bell to be notified of all my future videos and become a part of this family, and I'll see you guys in the next one. Bye guys.
What you gonna do? You gonna make a film?
You alright?
That looks really good.
Bingo!
You guys alright?
You just open them.
Good save.
Okay then, I'm gonna switch off the TV, huh?
Okay, go.
Okay.
Thanks.
Something drop on the floor?
Just my rib cage.
Okay. Be sure to pick that up later.
Literally worst comedy scene in the world.
Successfully carries everything bar the man. Oh, I'm so sorry.
It's right here, the third bud. Wow.
Get lost.
Yeah. And that's
What?
it. So simple. So sleek. So easy.
Oh my gosh.
Oh.
Good save.
Thank you.
You're all good?
Yeah, I'm just noticing we might have a problem with this. Unless somehow I can find a way to boom her upwards.
Oh boy. Maybe you can.
If you were a singer, this would be the perfect height, but seeing as it's designed to boom, I'll have to just see if it works. But I've got the mic stand right here, the microphone is right here, the shotgun mic, and it doesn't actually go...
That's what I was going to say before. Probably extends up, because I was looking at the picture over there and it looks like it's a lot longer.
How do you want to tell my beautiful, beautiful friends what time it is right now?
Sure. It is 11:49 p.m.
Do you know what time we started filming this?
I wasn't paying too much attention, but I would say it was probably about 3 o'clock.
Exactly. It was 3 o'clock when we got home from Spotlight. Oh my god. Alright. I hate myself. Gonna have to take this off and start that on again. Take a guess what this actually is.
Backdrop?
Sandbags.
Ah!
Plot twist. Midway through the video, plot twist. These are my sandbags. Oh.
Major plot twist.
Yeah, I know, right? Major plot twist. Oh, no. That means that these are literally just clamps. So I'm gonna need to pick up 2. You might have to squat though.
It's okay. The gift of being tall.
Do you remember how to do it?
Guide me. I watch your videos so much, but...
Okay, on the count of 3, ready?
Yeah.
1, 2, 3.
Yay! Well done, kid. I'm proud of you.
Thanks. I'm bummed about the mic stands though.
I know.
The reflector stands.
The reflector stands.